Hello guys, I'm really happy to be here with you in our first collaborate session. I really think that it is going to be a great opportunity to share new information, new subjects, and to have another kind of space to see new things. Today I'm in my house, so welcome. Today is a rainy day, it's raining dogs and cats. Dogs and cats is like an idiom in the United States and in England. The people used to say it's raining dogs and cats when it's raining too much. So I can use that expression today because it's raining. In Colombia now it's like a winter session of the year, so it's raining a lot. So we're going to start today. I'm going to make a presentation about the subject. The subject is happiness, and I chose this subject because I think that it's really important to make some kind of reflections about what is the most important thing in our life. For me, it's happiness because it's the ultimate goal for every human being. I think that the happiness is a kind of subject that maybe we don't talk too much, but it's important every day for us. So I chose that subject. We are going to watch a presentation about that. Then you are going to answer some kind of questions about the subject. I'm going to share with you a video. I'm going to share with you the link of that video. You have to watch the video and then answer some questions. And also we are going to do something that is a questionnaire about happiness. That questionnaire was made by the Oxford University. And I think that is a great way to analyze if we are happy or not. Okay? So this is going to be the first session for us in Collaborate, and we are going to review something about idioms or slangs. I told you since the first class that idioms or slangs are some kind of expressions that the people use to express some ideas in a cultural way, but if you try to translate that expressions, maybe they don't have any sense for you, okay? So I'm going to explain the meaning of each of the idioms, and we are going to try to use them in our everyday English. As I told you since the first class, I think that the best way to learn English is practice. For that reason, I'm going to use the last classes that we are going to have, making some kind of exercises like play roles, like music, I don't know, like some kind of things that permit to you show what do you know about English. I think that that is the best way because when I was teacher English back in 2016 in Michigan, I used that technique for people that come from every country in the world and came to the United States, and they have to learn English very fast. The best way that I used to that was practice every day, listen music, share videos, making some kind of exercises, games, and a lot of things to achieve that goal. I think that for you it's going to be important because when you finish your program and you get a job in a company, maybe you have to do some kind of tasks in English. Read an email, write a letter, talk with somebody by phone in English, and that's going to be scary if you don't practice. I think that the sessions that continue, we are going to practice pronunciation too, because pronunciation is really important because it's the way that the people who is native speaker can understand you. Maybe you know how to write a word, maybe you know how to read, maybe you understand if you watch videos, if you listen some music, but when you are in front of people that speak in English and you try to express some kind of idea, maybe you can't do it because you don't know how to pronounce it well. That could be funny, for example, in that kind of TV program Modern Family. You know that Sofia Vergara is the main actress there. And her role is being the Latin woman that can speak English very well, but maybe the other people understand her, okay? But that's not the idea. The idea is to learn a foreign language is that you can speak in the best way possible besides your native language. For us, we speak Spanish as a native language, so that could be an advantage because Spanish and English are really similar in many ways, so that could be an advantage for us, okay? So I'm going to share with you my desktop. I'm going to share with you the presentation about the happiness, okay? I hope that you see it. Let me think, okay. Okay, this is the presentation about happiness. I made this presentation for a meeting group back in Michigan. I found a group that name was Passport Club. Passport Club was a group of people from all over the world that live in Michigan, and we need or we want to share our belief, our culture, our language, our state of mind with people from all over the world. So I created that group, a meeting group, in something that I call Friendship House. Friendship House is like an institution that is created by the Michigan State University and the Lutheran Church. Okay? So I'm going to explain you why it's a meeting group, because that was the name in the first capture. A meeting group is a reunion of people with a common purpose. In our case, the final goal is share ideas, learn, improve the conversation skill in English language, make friends, and have fun. I think that that goal is exactly the same for us. I want that. Okay? Then I used to put a rule. Everyone participate, no one dominates, share your ideas and perspective, listen to understand, one speaker at a time, share your experience, not others, speak honestly. All ideas are valid, speak truth without blame or judgment. Whatever is said in the room stays in the room. Participate and have fun. I think that I'm going to apply these rules to our classes, because we need it, okay? We need to participate, we need to be respectful about the ideas of others. We need to have fun, and we need to share our experience. So that could be useful for us. This session for us is number 1. We are going to talk about happiness, okay? But I'm going to start making 2 questions for you. Are you happy? Is the first question. And the second one is, what makes you happy? For example, in my case, if you tell to me, are you happy? I will answer yes. Most of the time I'm happy. I think that the happiness is a state of mind. So, yeah, I'm happy. And what makes me happy? I think that, for example, share time with my family, friends, that makes me happy. For example, do the things that I like. Teaching is one of the things that I most like, so that makes me happy. For example, maybe I told you, I like cars, I like mechanics, so learn about that makes me happy. Makes me happy, make something for others every day. In several ways you can help others to be happy too. Okay? The happiness could not be selfish. I think that is the most important thing, is share the happiness with others. Sorry for the sound of the street. I live in front of a big avenue, and all the day is the noise of the cars and motorcycles and people and music, vendors, etc. Okay? Sorry for that. So, you have to answer that question. Are you happy and what makes you happy? Please answer that question. Write them in your notebook. Okay? Now, I told you when I started the session that we are going to do something that is a questionnaire, the Oxford Happiness Questionnaire. I'm going to share with you what kind of questionnaire is that. Oh God, okay. This is the Oxford Happiness Questionnaire. The Oxford Happiness Questionnaire was developed by psychologists Michael Argyll and Peter Hills at Oxford University. The instructions say, below are the number of statements about the happiness. Please indicate how much you agree or disagree with each by turning number in blank after each statement according to the following scale. I mean, we're going to have a scale. This is a scale. Scale is something that you can use to rate something, okay? So, you are going to find a statement and then you are going to answer, putting a number, okay? If you, for example, let me share that. What is? Okay. If you put the number 1, you are going just to say that you are strongly disagree. Number 2 is moderately disagree. Number 3 is slightly disagree. Number 4 is slightly agree. Number 5 is moderately agree. And number 6 is strongly agree. You are going to use that scale to grade each statement, okay? So, we say, please read the statement carefully. Some of the questions are phrased positively and others negatively. Don't take too long over individual questions. There are not right or wrong answers and not trick questions. The first answer that comes into your head is probably the right one for you. If you find some of the questions difficult, please give the answers that is true for you in general or most of the time. So, the key is read the statement. Don't take too much time thinking. I mean, read the statement and put the number that first comes to your mind. Okay? For example, the number 2 says, I am intensely interested in other people. I can say, moderately agree, so I'm going to put the number 5. Okay? You are going to do that in each of the 29 questions. Then, when you finish, you are going to calculate your score. How you can do that? First of all, some items, you are going to see the letter R between brackets. That means that answer you are going to score in reverse. Okay? According to this chart. For example, if you put the number 2, you are going to change to a 5. If you put the number 3, you are going to change to 4. If you put the number 4, you are going to change to 3, and etc. Then add the numbers for all 29 questions. And when you have the summatory of that, you are going to divide by 29, okay? And that will be your happiness score. Please do that because we are going to share that score in class, okay? I did the same exercises with my students back in Michigan, and it was really fun because we came from different cultures, and maybe the happiness or the concept of happiness is different in each culture, or is different in each country. Maybe the concept of happiness for the Colombians could be different from the concept of happiness from the people of China or the people of Japan, okay? So that was interesting, and now we are going to compare the score of happiness between us. Remember that it's just for fun. Don't take this too much seriously, okay? It's just for fun. I actually have some pictures about this exercise. That was my students in Michigan doing the happiness questionnaire. I have another picture here. Then they share with us the score of the happiness, and that's me talking about the same subject that I'm going to talk with you, okay? That was great memory for me. Okay, we're going to continue the presentation. The directions are read the questionnaire, answer the question, calculate your score, and then we are going to see if we are happy or not. Remember, it's just for fun, okay? Now we are going to talk about the signs of happiness. What is that? We used to think that the happiness is something that is only our beliefs, but some kind of things can be important to feel happy or sad, okay? We're going to check that. For example, some studies say that the happiness is maximized in some range of temperature. I mean, when the temperature outside is around 13.9 grades, the people used to feel more happy, okay? Some studies say that the healthy people are 20% happier than average. I mean, the people who make exercise, to go to the gym, to ride a bike every day, feels more happy because when you make some exercise, your body releases some endorphins or a chemical substance that makes you feel better. For example, having a child reduces happiness by 0.24% on average. So when you have child, if you are a mother or a father or of somebody, you feel a little bit less happy than the average people because maybe you are too worried about your kids. Could be a reason. For example, when a day outside in good weather, when you hang out outside, when the sun shines and the sky is blue, that boosts positive moods and improves your working memory. Remember that the working memory is a memory that is in a short term of time. It's a memory that we use to work every day, but we don't used to remember everything of that kind of task. Some studies say that married people are 10% happier than unmarried people. That could be weird for some of you, but the study says that when you have a partner, you can share maybe some experience or you can feel more comfortable and that makes you happy. That is a good question. Do you think that married people are happier than the single people? What do you think? For example, some occupations seems to be happier for some people. For example, if you are a clergyman, an actor, an architect, or a firefighter, that kind of people feels or report be happier than other people. Okay? Around the world, consumerism is the biggest suppressant of happiness. If you live in a kind of society, like 99% of the society, when you need money to buy everything, as you need money to live, that kind of stress, if you don't have enough money, could be a suppressant of happiness. Some countries have more happy people Some years ago, an institute, I think that is from England, says that Colombia is the happiest country in the world. That could be nice. I don't know. I don't agree with that, but it could be interesting. Talk about it. The Science of Happiness says that the two biggest factors that contribute to happiness around the world is the sense of community and the frequent community celebrations. For example, people who attend the church service, people who are part of a community task every week or are leaders in some kind of things, says that they are happy because they share their knowledge or the capacity with others. Okay? In the lower part, we have the Maslow hierarchy of needs. That is a kind of a structure that shows what are our needs that make us happy. For example, in the lowest part are the biological needs, like maybe food, shelter. The level 1 is the basic things. The level 2 is security. The sense of the security make us happy. The level 3 is relationship. Remember that 10% that the people that are married are 10% happier than average. And the level 4 is respect. That is really important for me. And the level 5 is have a life purpose. A life purpose is a big goal that you have in your life, maybe for the next 5 years, 10 years, 20 years. But a life purpose is, for example, when the people say, I want to be a father. And that will be the awesome thing that could happen to me. Or people could say, my life purpose is be rich. My life purpose is share my knowledge. My life purpose is travel around the world, help people. I don't know what kind of life purpose do you have, but you should have a life purpose, okay? Then we are going to discuss, maybe in your family, with your friends, this around these two questions. Do you think that a smile or a hug can make someone else happy? I mean, if you see a person maybe that are sad, could be a classmate, you hug that person or smile, do you think that could be helpful? And the second one is, who is happier? A person who cooperates and helps others, or a selfish person? What would you think? That answer you have to write down in your notebook, okay? Because we're going to talk about that in class. I put this, why be happy? And I use a quote of John Lennon. He said, when I was 5 years old, my mother always told me that happiness was the key to life. When I went to school, they asked me what I want to be when I grew up. I wrote down happy. They told me I didn't understand the assignment, and I told them they didn't understand life. I think that the most important thing in life is be happy, so that's a real nice quote of John Lennon. I'm going to share with you, I'm going to share with you a link because I need that you watch a video about the science of happiness. So please watch the video. The video is around 8 minutes. Watch the video and we are going to continue with the class. Okay, I'm going to give you the times to go to the link and watch the video. Okay. That's the video that you have to watch, okay? The name of the video is The Science of Happiness. So watch it, and we are going to return in 8 minutes. Okay guys, now to watch the video so we can continue with our presentation. That video was really interesting because it was made by the University of California and talk about how in the last decade the studies about the happiness will be more important, because decades ago the studies in psychology was focused on negative feelings like depression, like sadness, like anxiety, but they never ask about the happiness. So right now the happiness is an important subject of study in the university, and it's really nice how they talk about the happiness from the standard of the science and the social studies. That was really interesting for me, okay? Now, we're going to continue with our presentation. Now we have 2 questions more. What I need to be happy and what matters most in life? So that was really interesting, because sometimes we think that we need, for example, money to be happy, or we need a nice brand new car, a big house, a girlfriend, a boyfriend, a husband, a wife to be happy. But the happiness is something that is inside you. So, what I need to be happy, and what matters most in life. For that, you are going to reflect about this kind of subjects, and we are going to talk later. Okay? Now, I want to tell you that I decided to make this collaboration with this subject because for learning English in a good way, we need to have the ability to share our opinions, to listen, to practice pronunciation. But we need to, the most important thing when you are traveling in another country, you are going to meet people that is going to tell you what do you think about that, what do you think, what are your beliefs. So you are going to have the ability to share with them what are you thinking, okay? Now we are going to check some kind of thing that is really fun for me. We are going to check some idioms. When I was in the Michigan State University, I took classes about idioms around 2 years. My teacher was Mr. Tom Almer. He's from Detroit, but he lives in Lansing, Michigan, and he's a really expert in idioms and slangs of American people. Why that subject is important for us? Because we are Spanish, we are learning English, basically learning English. Why that is important? It's important because when you are talking with people, for example, from the United States, they are going to talk with you using this kind of expressions. Maybe you understand the expression, understand the words into in that expression, but the meaning of the expression could be something really opposite or really different. That was your understanding, okay? So we're going to review some of the idioms because I think that is really, really fun. Okay, I'm going to share with you some of that. For example, when you hear that the people are talking and tell that first idiom, down and out. Down and out means no money, no job, and no home. That means that you are broke. For example, if we are talking about something and you told me, oh, could you lend me some money? And I say, oh no, I'm down and out. Down and out means I'm broke. Okay? The second one, on pins and needles. On pins and needles mean anxious, nervous, especially in anticipation of something. For example, we can say, she was on pins and needles waiting for the results of the pregnancy test. When you are really anxious and nervous about that, you are in pins and needles. Okay? This is a good expression to use in that kind of situations. By leaps and bounds is rapid growth. For example, her stomach grew by leaps and bounds when she reached the 7th month. Rapid growth is when something grows, is bigger and bigger. Okay? His English knowledge grew by leaps and bounds when he started attending the third grade English class. That's good. The other one, trial and error. In Spanish we say the same. Prueba y error, trial and error. Try to achieve a satisfactory result by testing various methods until the best is found. He learned how to cook by trial and error. I mean, maybe the first time was a really mess, maybe the second one was a disaster, but maybe the 10th time was good. Okay, trial and error. Footloose and fancy-free. That means that you have few responsibilities or commitments. That means you are free. After he retired, he was footloose and fancy-free with time travel around the world. That means they don't have any responsibility and they do anything that they want. Okay? Cut and dry. Cut and dry means an easy decision. When you have to take a decision about something, but the decision is really easy for you, you can say, oh, that was good and dry. Chocolate ice cream or butter pecan. That decision was good and dry for him. For example, when you have to take a decision and it's too easy, for example, if somebody says, you have to decide if I give you a new car or a new radio. That is good and dry. For example, I will choose the car, obviously. Okay? Open and shut case. The facts or a legal case are very clear. For example, you are guilty. I saw your open freeze and eat my ice cream. It's an open and shut case. Open and shut case means when the proof or the reality is so clear, pointing something that you don't need anything else. Okay? High and dry means stand without help. You said you will give me leave to my AM class, but you left me high and dry. Okay? All these kind of idioms that you are going to learn in class are going to be really helpful in some kind of social situations. For example, free and clear is that you not owe money to pay everything. You don't have doubts with anybody. After they paid off the mortgage, they own the house, free and clear. For example, if I'm going to buy a car, and they give me the car and I say pay monthly payments for 2 or 3 years until the car was paid, I can say, oh, my car is free and clear because I paid in total, okay? This is, for example, all in all. That means after considering everything. Example is reflecting on his time in Michigan. He concludes that all in all, it has been a good decision to come here. I mean, after all the things that happens or you think, you came to the decision to everything was good, for example. Okay? More or less means yes. Doesn't mean so, means yes. For example, it's a question. Did you snoring keep you awake last night? And the answer is more or less. Really means yes, I can't stand that noise. Okay? That are the idioms that we are going to study. That idioms could be helpful for us. Usually when we talk with people from the United States, okay? You are going to review the other ones by yourself, okay? Then, for example, we have an article. I'm going to read that article. You are going to follow the reading with me, and you are going to put attention about the pronunciation of each word, okay? One of our greatest assets in our ability to quickly read another person's emotions, we understand whether our colleagues are truly interested in a project or just giving a lip service by noticing the expression of their faces. We can tell when someone really likes something we propose by the way they react. We can often detect motivation as well, whether someone is willing to put in an extra time, an effort to making something happen, by seeing the fire in their eyes or the passion in their voice. The problem comes when we cross cultures and venture into a different world of emotional expressions. Emotions vary tremendously across cultures, both in terms of their expressions and their meaning. Take the expression of enthusiasm. In the United States, it's acceptable to show enthusiasm in a business setting. When arguing for a point in a meeting, it's appropriate to express your opinion passionately. It can help you to convince those around you. In other cultures, enthusiasm means something different. In Japan, for example, there are strict boundaries about when and where people are allowed to display emotion. During the regular workday, Japanese individuals are not emotionally expressive. Even if they feel excited about their work, they will rarely show it. They often change outside of the workplace setting, where Japanese people can show a great deal of emotion, for example, when having dinner with work colleagues or singing karaoke. In China, self-control and modesty are the coin of the realm. No one ability or ability to express emotion, expressing too much enthusiasm, especially in front of a boss, could be seen showing off, which is not common in Chinese culture. Not just in the East Asian cultures with American level enthusiasm and outward expression of emotion is inappropriate. In the UK, people are more understanding and subtle than Americans are, and a standing achievement is often characterized as not bad. What Americans might describe as an exciting initiative at work might pass without comments in Britain. People in the UK value moderation and self-control rather than emotional expressiveness. American bosses can be surprised at the lack of passion or interest of the UK or Asian counterparts when, in fact, those folks may be interesting but just show it differently. In the reverse situation, those from outside the US can be frustrated by how superficial Americans are when offering a big smile, handshake, or a hug, not realizing that those expressions may be genuine. Try to treat emotions like another language. If you are traveling to France, you learn French, or you list some key phrases. Treat emotions in the same way. Try to learn the language of emotions in the culture you are working in. That was really interesting because they say that emotions are like another kind of language, and that's true. You have to understand that every culture has different ways to express emotions or different ways to express ideas. We think that maybe the Latin people are happier, but maybe the Americans are happier, but they express in different ways. That is good to analyze, okay? So, I'm going to finish the class for today. I hope that you enjoy this first meeting on Collaborate, and I hope to see you soon, okay? Have a good day and goodbye.